About 743 at 198 miles an hour with both of those red, white, and blue chutes out there in the wind. That improves on his 754 at 195 from earlier, so Martin in the number 2 spot. 1090 at 156 for the Skyline will not improve on the 925 from earlier. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, what we did is we finished the final pair there of exhibition. Now we are just going to put down some additional rubber and some additional glue as streetcar is next. So if you've made your way back to the grandstands, this should only take a couple of minutes, hopefully. And we're going to get ready for streetcar now. We will roll streetcar out with our fast cars, or excuse me, our quick cars first. 749 and quicker will come out first, and it looks like, based on my flow feed, that I see Pro Mod Jim Braun on the right-hand side, the guy who's currently number 2 in the standings with a 693, as Jim Braun deep stage as only Jim Braun knows how to. Right now we have 4 cars in the 6-second range in our streetcar class, being led by John Lund out of the Southeast Florida area. 671 out of Lund's ride. I see Brett LaSala from Motion Raceworks walking up there. He actually knows how to parade wave. Did you notice that, ladies and gentlemen? He actually knows how to do that correctly. Meanwhile, Brett's looking around going, I don't know where I'm supposed to wave. I don't know where Derek is. He's up there somewhere. He's still looking. He's, oh, yeah, you just narrowed it down. You pointed at the whole tower, Brett. Nice job. The whole thing. So Brett LaSalle, the man behind Snot Rocket 3.0, he went 620 last night in the 2JZ versus the World Class. So him and Jim Braun are actually very good friends. They work together at TBM Brakes and Motion Raceworks. And normally Jim rides co-pilot with Brett during drag and drive events, including his recent Sick Week victory down in Florida and Georgia. This time they are both competing in racing classes. Jim is running in the fast side of streetcar, and as I mentioned, Brett is running in the 2JZ versus the world in his new and improved Snot Rocket 3.0 that came out last year. This is the car that owns a red tag, meaning it is legal to go in the 5s, and Brett has gotten close to it. He's gone 604 at 238 miles an hour. He doesn't have a 5-second tune-up, quote unquote, yet, but I think Brett would probably let me know that he's close to having one. If not, there might be one. He's gone 104 to the 60 foot, I do know that. Come on, Brett, let us know. Are we close to a 5-second bass? Maybe? Look at him, he's stone-fit. Oh, he says a little bit. Okay, cool. So the rotator from TVC doing its job, laying down some additional rubber for our street cars, as a lot of them will have drag radials, and those claw at the surface hard, so we want to make sure we give them a good starting line. So again, the rotator being piloted by Thomas from TVC. We see Ralph, his fellow TVC worker, sitting on one of the flat drags. Bob is sitting on the other flat drag, and then Weston is masterfully piloting the spray rig. So we'll lay down a lot of rubber, make sure everything is good, and then Weston will add the sprinkles. He'll add in the VHT PJ1 compound. Weston, have you figured out your official speed yet, sir, or is it going to come to you? It's going to come to you. Got it. So you see Weston on the spray rig, that is putting down the traction additive, the VHT PJ1 compound. He'll add that to both sides of the racetrack. And then we will lay down some additional rubber. Weston will do an up and back on both sides, make sure that he gets the compound down. And we send the fast cars down at first as they need it a little bit more. So make sure that everything is right where the spray rig needs to have those wands, as they call them, and then he'll go back out there again, and you'll see him turn the valve on right about now. And that is another one of the machines that was designed and engineered by Kurt Johnson, just one of many people that has helped elevate the drag race community as well as the radial style. So while we get to the final steps of our track prep, once again, I need 2 JZ versus the world. This is your third call. 2 JZ versus the world. Lane number 2, please. 2 JZ versus the world. 2 JZ versus the world. Need you to lane number 2, please. Ladies and gentlemen, we've talked about all the great media that's been out here this week. Lots of great people out here covering TX2K. For those of you that have seen all the stuff that always goes up on Motion Raceworks, Michael Pryka, the man we just called Pryka, he is down there. Yes, see? He actually knows Gavin Carter and Michael Washington. So the shocking news coming from Gavin that this is Pryka's first day. Apparently, like, Doug has him on some kind of weird, like, plush schedule of some sort. Nah. We're not celebrating that today. It is actually Mike Pryka's birthday. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to ask you to sing along with me because I do not do a good job of singing. I tried doing that for 1320 video at Sick Week, and everybody was worse off of hearing it. Mike Pryka gives me a thumbs up. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. So once again, you will no doubt see some great stuff going up on Motion Raceworks social media, and that is thanks to Pryka. We appreciate him being here. Hey, Pryka, did you know that you are not the only person here that is celebrating a birthday today that is either part of the racing or part of, is a driver? Did you know that?
Yeah, I don't remember.
You're going to be surprised when I tell you who else's birthday is today, who you share a birthday with. You want me to send you the details? Okay, I'll do that. All right, folks, so once again, the tractor's getting their final swipes in, and then we will get after the action here in Streetcar. All right, folks, here we go for street car. Qualifier number 8. One of our 6-second cars will be in the first pair out, and he will stage up against another guy who has done a lot of drag and drive in his days. So a couple of drag and drive, street legal proven ready cars are coming up. Burnout's complete. We'll put them in their own race tracks and we'll get them ready for the first pair out in street car. Jim Braun and Earl Schexnayder will get us started. A pair of Mustangs. The Great White Twin Turbo, recently revamped Pro Mod style. It's an inside joke, but everybody likes to call him Pro Mod Braun. So Jim Braun, right-hand side. The Mustang out of Florida, currently qualified in the number 2 spot, 693 at 205. He'll line up with fellow Mustang driver and Louisiana's own Earl Schexnayder left side. 733 for the orange Mustang is his best run so far. He's in the number 8 spot. Braun at 115 on the 60-foot. He'll lead the way to the finish line for Earl, and he will go 687 at 209. That is a new personal best for Jim Braun. You see the high five from up on the starting line of Brent LaSala. That is the best run of Jim Braun's career. 687 at 209 as Earl gets out of the gas early to go 862, 115. Congratulations to Jim Braun. It'll keep him in the number 2 spot, but that is his first trip into the 680 range. Watch it one more time as you see the wheel stand left-hand side and a part coming off of Earl Schexnayder's car. That's why he got out of the gas and coasted down the racetrack as he had the Louisiana-based Mustang turned up. That'll bring up the Mustang, another Floridian, Charles Sido. The Mustang he calls Side Piece from Florida. You're looking at it right now on FloRacing, the gray precision turbo boosted Mustang. He went 728 at 195 yesterday. He'll line up with Tyree Smith, the engine builder out of Tytech in Lewisburg, Tennessee. The supercharged Nova that you can hear 2 counties away, qualified at 694. 109 for the 60-foot on Tyree Smith. Can we get a new best out of him? We will. 684 at 202 miles an hour for Tyree Smith. He knocks Jim Braun down to number 3. Charles Sido, a new personal best for him. 711 at 195 for Charles Sido. So the personal best just raining out here. We'll watch it one more time on FloRacing. You see the Chevy 2 Nova of Tyree Smith just making an excellent run near side and right with him. Charles Sido, 711 in the Mustang, is so far 3 of the 4 cars to come up in this session have laid down personal bests right here at TX2K25. Martin East comes up next, right-hand side in the Mustang. He'll line up with the S550 chassis Mustang, the orange and gray car, the one that says it's not a wrap on the side. Beautifully painted car of Joe Holt, the one with the turbo sticking up out of the hood. He currently needs a better qualifying time. He's 1287. He wants to get into the 7th in the Missouri-based ride. Martin on the right side went 749, and again, Joe Holt, loss of traction. Martin will go 8 flat, getting out of the gas early at 116. 1084 at 142 for Joe Holt as he still can't find the traction on the starting line. Might have to send him over to see our friends at Mickey Thompson who are on site here. They've got the trailer full of tires, and I'm sure they got some small ones that they can help out Joe Holt with, and maybe he can find the traction he needs. Burnout's complete on our next pair. The little Chevy Love Truck and the Ford Mustang will come up next. Mustang left side out of Colorado is Barry Gomez. Gomez currently has qualified that orange Mustang at 718, 199, just a couple ticks shy of 200. It puts him in the number 7 spot. He'll line up with Robert Robinson, a familiar sight, the Chevy Love Truck. Yeah, that's the compact pickup truck that they came out with in the 70s. They also came out with Isuzus. Check this out. Here's a little known tip for you guys. The Isuzu pickup truck that matched the Chevy Love was actually called Faster. That was the model name. One of our drag and drive regulars actually has an Isuzu Faster pickup truck. It was pretty cool to find that information out. Robert Robinson out of Louisiana, 815, 146 for the Love. Currently has them in the second field. Both of them will bump their cars in. Left side is in now, right side is waiting, and off they go. Barry Gomez, 115, and the Love Truck comes all the way across. The Mustang goes 697, unaware of what happened behind him at 199.93. So Gomez joins the 6-second club, and now we have 5 cars in the 6s, but unfortunately, Robinson had it turned up a little too much there as he came off the starting line aggressively, and then it looks like based on what we see with the vapor coming out of the exhaust, that thing might have nipped a head gasket and probably got a little bit of fluid under the tires, and it went for a rocket ride all the way over to the left-hand side. Watch it one more time on Flow. Just makes an immediate left turn, and you see him got the wheel cranked all the way around, and you see all the steam coming out of the exhaust. That probably means he might have nipped a head gasket. So we're gonna be on hold here for a minute or two, ladies and gentlemen, while we check out the track surface. Now, we may have gotten lucky and it was only a little bit of coolant, but we'll just have to wait and make sure before we send our next pair down, because Robinson got all kinds of sideways. Look at it from the top end cam. You're gonna see both sides of the truck on a racetrack where all you should see is the front. And once again, it is 1 lane per customer. We assign you right lane or left lane, you're supposed to stay in that lane. So Michael Washington backing up both of our cars, left-hand side and right-hand side. So we're gonna go on hold, ladies and gentlemen, while we check out the racetrack, and it looks like equipment is already rolling. So we'll be down here for at least a little bit while we get that cleaned up. All right, folks, as I see a bunch of you exiting the grandstands, we will let you know as soon as we are ready to go back to action here. Again, hopefully this will not take us too long to get cleaned up, as thankfully it happened early and Robinson was able to get a hold of it. So hopefully it will only take us a little bit of time to get this cleaned up. Again, go and visit our friends at Summit Racing Equipment right behind the main section of grandstands, along with 1320 Video. And then as you make your way down towards the beginning of the grandstands, visit the official TX2K merchandise booth. All 3 of those locations have official TX2K merchandise available. Ours is the only one, obviously, that has the official stuff, that has our official design for both drag racing and roll racing. So you can go take care of that, as we will bring out the equipment from the track as well as TVC to get after this cleanup. And the crew will no doubt make it happen as quickly as possible, so we appreciate all of you bearing with us. We'll be right back to action here shortly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you heard Peter say just a little while ago, we were within a matter of just a couple minutes, and we are back at it. Final call, stick shift. Final call, stick shift. I need you, please. Final call, stick shift. Final call, stick shift. Need you now. I also need 2JZ versus the world. 2JZ versus the world to the lanes, please. 2JZ versus the world. 2JZ versus the world to the lanes, please. Our next pair on the starting line, Boyd Bavera, left-hand side out of Texas, currently qualified at 875. Albert Gamboa, right side, 769 at 186 in the Corvette. Both of them off clean. Mustang is out in front, looking to improve on the 875, and he will do it. 692 at 195 for Boyd. Say hello to the 6 Second Club now. 6 cars in the sixes. 735 at 193 for the Corvette. That'll improve Albert's standing. He's at number 10 now. Insane runs out of both cars. The Mustang picks up nearly 1 3/4 seconds. Into our next pair right here, the Mustang left-hand side, the Corvette right-hand side. Corvette of Chad Cates. Bob Hackett, left-hand side out of South Dakota in the orange and carbon fiber influence Mustang. Bob Hackett left side still on the stage beam, trying to get the boost up where he wants it. Chad Cates already making the run in the Corvette. Can he improve on 778? He will get out of it early and go 10:06. Bob Hackett, 788 at 180, but some smoke at the top end as he lets out of the gas. It'll improve him from his 8 flat and moves him up to number 20 in the qualifying order. That's the top of the second field, but we saw some smoke. So here comes the spotters to make sure everything is okay. They want to make sure that there are no issues. As soon as we get the all clear, which looks like we're just about to do. As you see Peter talking with a couple of people that are in attendance here at TX2K, as he mentioned, you might recognize the face. Han from the Fast and Furious series is here in attendance watching. We appreciate him being here. A pair of Mustangs next. Logan Day, Jonathan Lawman. Logan Day right-hand side, along with his father, Terry, out of Port St. Lucie, Florida. I believe it is a 2021 model Mustang. It used to be his daily driver, and the car's gotten a little bit more serious since then. The Celsius and Bravo Supermarkets backed ride with a little bit of carbon fiber influence on the right side of the racetrack, near side of the FloRacing stream. His father, Terry, standing out in front of him, putting him in the right spot. He's qualified at 844 currently. Jonathan Lawman, left-hand side, the blue Mustang, the S197 chassis. He's out of New Orleans, Louisiana. 738 at 198 for the blue Mustang. That puts him in the number 13 spot. He's qualified in the top 16 field. We will take 4 classes of street cars if we get the number. Right side is in, Lawman bumping in. And off they go, and Lawman immediately strikes the tires. He'll pull over to the side and shut it off. Logan Day to the top end. And he will get out of the gas early. Just probably one at the 8th mile numbers. Goes 893 at just 117. Jonathan Lawman has trouble right off the starting line, and he pulls right over and shuts it off. And again, drivers, I cannot say enough how much this means to all of us as we continue with some of these cleanups are minor. And again, if they were driving down the racetrack, it would be way worse. So when they pull over immediately and stop, it keeps it contained to a small area. And it looks like there is fluid on the starting line. So Lawman may have had something come out from underneath the car, and they are going to push him back. And again, him pulling over and stopping is going to keep this cleanup contained to a much smaller amount of time.
Sponsors, listen up. No personal vehicles in your display booth spots. Move them now. I'm coming them for you. Please move your cars out of booth spots now, sponsors.
So Peter broke up just a little bit based on his position. What he was saying, sponsors, if you have personal vehicles in your displays, we would ask that you please move those. Sponsors, again, if you have personal vehicles parked near your displays, please move those if you would, please. Thank you. displays. I need you to please make sure your personal vehicles do not go into that area. Apparently, we almost had an incident, so please, sponsors, displayers, we need you to keep your personal vehicles out of that area. Again, it's for a safety reason. We want to make sure that everybody stays safe. That is a big deal to us here at TX2K. We do appreciate your help with that. So, ladies and gentlemen, while we continue the cleanup work here, real quick, want to let you know that as we talked about earlier today, just because we have a quiet moment on the racetrack, we will go into detail on this a little bit more as we get ready for our second session. But just real quick, wanted to let you know that for those of you that are here, some of you do know about TJ Bailey not being here with us. Unfortunately, he passed away in a tragic accident on property about a week ago. So the Texas Motorplex staff, as well as TX2K, trying to do what we can to help out his family. For those of you that are watching on FloRacing, we are putting a graphic up right now about how you can donate to TJ's family, otherwise known as the Bailey Family Fund. That's B-A-I-L-E-Y, Family Fund with one D, because there are a couple of accounts that are floating around, unfortunately, that are not associated with that. So there are flyers around the property, ladies and gentlemen. So if you have Venmo and you would like to donate, every little bit helps. Feel free to find one of our flyers around the property. They are also in the suites. And open up your Venmo account, scan the QR code, and please donate as much as you can. Again, every little bit helps to TJ's family. If you would like to donate directly here at the racetrack, Texas Motorplex will gladly accept your donation both in cash and check form. You can bring it up to room 208, and the girls, Nichelle and Michelle, will take care of it for you. And once again, on behalf of everybody here, I mean, I'm not a Texas Motorplex staff member, but I did know TJ quite well, and so far the numbers that we're hearing, very encouraging. We appreciate everybody doing what you're doing to help TJ's family in this time of need. He gave everything to the drag racing community and this facility, and we appreciate all of you doing what you can to help him out going forward. For TJ, his wife, and his 3 boys, we do appreciate everything and everyone that has donated. Thank you so much. So again, we'll get back to the track cleanup. We'll be back on the racetrack here shortly. Folks, right now on the FloRacing feed, we have our live stream camera pointed at the grandstand. So if you're having a good time, put your hands up, ladies and gentlemen. Let the Flo feed see you. Come on, tell us if you're having. So you see Mike Washington putting out the burn barrel. As they get everything done, Gavin is out there spraying some fresh VHT, and we will continue to rotate the tractors. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the great things about FloRacing that has brought to the motorsports community, it allows a lot of people that we know all over the world to watch some of the great stuff like Texas 2K here. I'd like to give a special shout out to one of the guys that I've met in the last couple of years due to Drag and Drive, Nick Larson. He actually just welcomed a brand new baby, and he's got a photo of the baby in its crib with the live stream right behind it. So I'm sorry that your baby, Nick, is being subjected to my voice. Thankfully, it gets to hear the cars. All right, while we continue to work on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen, I have had a couple of late arrivals just go through tech inspection, like literally in the last 5 minutes. So some people either are thrashing a little more than we expected, or they just like waiting till the last minute. But once again, because we just had somebody go through tech, we will hold tech open for another hour. Originally, we're supposed to close today at 1. As a matter of fact, they weren't even supposed to be open today, but thanks to the great folks down there at tech, they will be open until 2 o'clock. So if you are not there yet, you need to go over there and visit. Mike Washington says, let's get loaded back up. I like it. Folks, if you're not in the grandstands, get there because we are about to load things back up and get right back after it here. All right, we fired them up. Pair of Mustangs waiting. Thank you, sir. Folks, thanks you so much for being patient with us here at TX2K. Again, this is the kind of thing where we don't know when things are going to go sideways, and sometimes it's nice and smooth, sometimes not so much. But a pair of Mustangs will roll into the water box as we get back underway here on Streetcar, our largest class. Burnouts complete for both our Mustangs. Texas representing on both sides, one of them blue, one of them red. The S550 chassis Mustang, the ones built from 2015 to 2023, left side, Brian Luna. Longtime TX2K supporter. He's out of Pasadena. Currently qualified 746 at 185. That puts the blue Mustang in the number 14 spot. He's in the top field currently that is anchored at 767. The red Mustang, the S197 chassis on the right side, out of Harlingen, Texas. That's Thomas Sanchez. 873 currently has him in the third field. Welcome in. And a whole lot of tire spin, and hang on to it. Brian Luna saves it. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. He climbed all over the brakes and got on the steering wheel just right. And he might need an underwear change, but otherwise the Mustang comes out of it completely unscathed. Meanwhile, Thomas Sanchez thankfully left first and did not get into that collision. So Brian Luna losing traction now. I don't know whether it was fluid related or not, but they are going to check right now on the left side. One more time on the FloRacing live stream, watch right here. There's the tire spinning. You see the car immediately just show you its right-hand side, which on a drag strip, you really shouldn't see the right-hand side. And he decided he wanted to go over into the right-hand lane. Thankfully, Thomas Sanchez had already vacated that area of the right-hand side. So watch it one more time. You see the car just come all the way across as he cranked the wheel to make sure that he stayed away from Sanchez and away from the wall, and thankfully did both of those. They say they're good. It was just a loss of traction and there is no fluid down, so burnouts can start for our next Mustangs. So Wayne Willoughby and John Lund will be our next two. Couple of healthy burnouts done by both drivers. Georgia representing on the right, Florida representing on the left. John Lund, your current #1 qualifier. The Brooksville, Florida-based Mustang, which I do believe last year was our runner-up. He was. He was the runner-up in the elite class.
What's he run so far, Derek? Sorry if you said it's 680s.
671 at 215.
All right, it is a little warm though, so they're just probably getting some data.
Again, yes, you're correct. The track surface is definitely getting up there. Now, we've already seen a couple of drivers improve from what they ran previous to today, as both Jim Braun and Tyree Smith got a little bit quicker. Again, Lund is already on the #1 spot, so he doesn't necessarily have to improve here. And you see it start to lose the tire there, and he immediately got out of it. Yeah, it was 147 to the 60 foot, so it was not where he wanted it. So he immediately took his foot out of it, and he'll save the parts and pieces and coast down the racetrack. So Peter, I don't know if you heard, but we had one of our viewers on FloRacing check in, as they just had a baby and they've got the FloRacing feed for TX2K going alongside the crib right now.
I love that.
So a little bit of cleanup work as the track workers get out there on the left-hand side, and it looks like we may bring the tractors out. There it is right there on the FloRacing live stream, ladies and gentlemen. That's either dedication or a little bit of insanity. So a big thanks to Nick Larson sending me the photos of Johnny J, Nicholas Larson, brought into this world at 8 pounds, 9 ounces. Danielle Vancante, hopefully I'm saying your last name correctly, Danielle, giving birth to a beautiful baby right there, and obviously he is not skipping out on watching the racing action right here. So Nick, Danielle, congratulations on your new bundle of joy, and thanks for keeping up on TX2K right here on FloRacing. So it looks like Lund has actually come to a stop just past the 1,000-foot mark on the left side of the wall, and we do have some fluid. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be down for a little bit here, as we're going to have to follow this trail all the way down to where Lund is sitting. So our apologies. We're going to be down here for a little bit. So if you
unleash your engine with Adrenaline Racing Oil's 100% PAO-based oil, the Adrenaline R Series is designed to unlock extra horsepower. Free up your engine to perform its best. Top-performing oils with FR3 nanocarbon technology, the same friction reducer used by top racers, designed for any engine. Lab-formulated, dyno-tested, track-proven. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Winning doesn't just happen. You have to engineer it. You have to test it and make it better than it was the last time. Our engineers have the passion to create the parts you need, the way you need them to be, again and again and again. We've led this game for over 40 years, and we design, refine, and perfect every valve train part worthy of the winner's circle.
We drive performance. We drive passion, a background in drag racing, and a future in all forms of motorsports. Because success in one sport isn't enough. Pushing ourselves to be the best. Climbing every mountain. Topping every peak. Until you see Fuel Tech everywhere.
Unleash your engine with Adrenaline Racing Oils. 100% PAO-based oil, the Adrenaline R Series is designed to unlock extra horsepower. Free up your engine to perform its best. Top performing oils with FR3 nanocarbon technology. The same friction reducer used by top racers. Designed for any engine. Lab formulated, dyno tested, track proven. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
This is what you save your lunch money for. Welcome to the High Limit Room. This is what you save your lunch money for. Welcome to the High Limit Room. This is what you save your lunch money for. Welcome to the High Limit Room. This is what you save your lunch money for. Welcome to the High Limit Room.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, while we continue the touch-up work, we have had our first in-person donation for TJ Bailey up here at the tower. Thank you so much, sir. We do appreciate you helping out with TJ Bailey's fund. For those of you that are around the complex, again, there are flyers that have been distributed around the Texas Motorplex. They are also in the suites. So if you would like to donate through Venmo, you can do so. We have a direct QR code that goes directly to the Bailey Family Fund. That is Bailey Family Fund with 1D. Because unfortunately, there are some unscrupulous characters that have tried to benefit from this. Yep, unfortunately, there are some people that don't have a conscience. But also, as we have mentioned earlier, if you would like to donate directly to Texas Motorplex, a place that TJ Bailey called home, they will take donations directly, either in cash or check form in room 208. And for those of you watching on FloRacing, you see the donation link on your screen. Again, TJ gave so much to the community. If you would like to donate, it is on your screen. Please feel free to do so. Every little bit counts. Please help his wife and his 3 kids, as no doubt they will feel the shock of this for weeks and months to come, and we do appreciate everybody that has helped out. There's already been a pretty good amount of turnout to give back to TJ's family, and thank you so much to all of you that have donated. All right, here we go, back to action. With a heavyweight Charger left-hand side, Supra right-hand side as we get back into the streetcar category. All right, so it looks like the Supra of Zach Walt might be having some issues, and it looks like he's going to take it back to the pit. So left side, Zung Ho out of Texas in the Charger. Now, if the name sounds familiar, he did race here last year and finished in the runner-up spot in the heavyweight class. Now, this is as far as I know, I believe based on social media, this is a different Charger than he competed in last year. He currently is qualified at 736. He's in the number 11 spot in streetcar. Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. Final call, 2JZ versus the world. Final call, 2JZ versus the world. Need you to lane 2. 2JZ versus the world, 2JZ versus the world. We'll take you. Also need my heavyweight class. Lanes 1 and 2 at the rear of the lanes. Heavyweight class. Need you to lanes 1 and 2 at the rear of the lanes, please. I've called heavyweight. I will also take X58. X58, I will take you to lanes 3 and 4, please. X58, I'll take you to lanes 3 and 4, please. Here comes our next pair. It's a pair of Supras. Cody Phillips, left-hand side. Cody is currently qualified in the number 7 spot. He is our quickest 7-second car, 7:05 at 2:05. That's the silverish Supra that you're looking at on the FloRacing stream right now. Getting guided into just the right spot. Right-hand side is Ismael Martinez. He's based right here in Texas. 778 for the white Supra at 180. That puts him in currently the number 19 spot. He's in the second field of 16 cars. Both of them off the mark. Both of them looking good so far. Left side, Cody in front. And Phillips will go 710 at 2:05. 783 at 154. Right side, so both cars making good runs, staying consistent with what they ran previously, but slower than their previous times. Both of them by 500ths each. Good runs for both, but they won't improve their current position on the qualifying ladder. You see on the FloRacing live stream that some of the benefits of having a big enclosed trailer or possibly a camper is you can hop on top of it and you have the best seat in the house to watch the action, nobody in front of you. We're waiting on the top end. Red lights have gone off, but we are still on hold. Still holding. Waiting on our top end crew to let us know everything is A-okay. And the call going out. Now we can do the burnouts. Joaquin Alpizar comes up next, left-hand side, out of Tempe, Arizona. The white Supra, currently qualified at 10:13, would like to be able to knock a second or two off that ET. Fernando Gavarella comes up out of Massachusetts, right side, wheeling the TTRS Audi. Audi left second, is carrying slightly better numbers through the 8 mile, 875, 158 for left side. The Supra does improve, 855, 167 for Fernando on the right. Fernando improves from the 873, so both cars will move around on the sheet a little bit. Should put both cars at the midpoint of the third class. Couple of Texas runners come up next. Turbo Tammy Burks, left side, out of Santa Fe. Tammy is currently qualified at 812, 171 in the black fourth gen Camaro with a little bit of purple influence on those front wheels. Her husband wheeling her right into the right spot. Right hand side is Tyler Garcia. He's out of Seabrook, Texas, in the white Mustang with a little bit of Celine influence. You see the rear wing and the lower valance. Those are Celine pieces. And this car did big wheel stands last year. It seems like this year he's got it calmed down. He leaves first. Turbo Tammy already around him. Will both cars make full poles? They will. Tammy goes 795 at 174 with the purple parachute on its way out. 913 at just 120 for Tyler. As he gets out of it early, he gets the 8 mile numbers of 551, 127. He'll stay with the 873 best. Soon. So Michael Hollis completing his burnout in the Nova out of Texas, waiting patiently as the challenger on the left-hand side. Deshaun Lucky having problems completing the burnout. So they will send the Nova on a single shot. So Michael Hollis, a brand new entry in that third gen Nova, meaning 68 to 72. I don't know exactly what year it is, but based on looking at the side markers, looks like it's a 70 to 72. 70? Okay. First year for the big side markers. Hollis is on a pretty good run, but takes his foot out of it early and will coast across the finish line at 899, 110. He goes 534 to the 660 mark, so that thing was on its way to an easy mid to low 8 second pass before he lifted, and that'll get him on the qualified sheet. So as soon as the top end clears, we will possibly see side-by-side burnouts here. Clint Bard in the Toyota Supra. Burnout complete and waiting on Deshaun, who continues to have problems with the burnout, and it looks like the car is going to back out of the box. So unfortunately for Lucky, he has problems. So Clint Bard will make a single pass. Lucky will try to find the four-leaf clover backing out of the water box left side. And Clint will get the single shot. Clint is currently qualified at 847, 174 in the Toyota. On it all the way down and goes 792 at 181 for Clint Bard, picking up nearly a half a second, actually a little bit over half a second, and that moves him all the way up to the number 21 spot. We've seen the first half of the Van Voris team. Here comes the second half in the beautiful blue F-150 pickup truck. That's David Van Voris right side. Currently qualified at 985, but at 160 miles an hour in that big blue pick-em-up truck. So we'll see if he can find the hook he needs to go a little bit quicker. He lined up here with the Camaro of Dan Butler. Butler out of Midland, Texas, left side 861, the best run for him so far. Pickup truck continues to have problems out of the gate. Butler will go 862 at 159, very consistent for the Camaro. And David's, he's not going to continue to get into the nines. He's going to settle for a 1521, so the 985 will have to hold for him for now. Pretty big burnout left-hand side, and the Mustang follows suit right-hand side. That's Harry Charbonnet on the left-hand side, and Lonzo Gentry right side. Harry, so far this Camaro has been like a bracket car. The car has been in the mid-eights on almost every pass he's made. Right now the best of the bunch is an 855. Which will put him in the second field, actually, I believe the third field. Let me double check. 855 actually has him at the top of the third field. Lonzo Gentry on the right-hand side. The Mustang out of Firestone, Colorado. No, not Goodyear, Firestone. He's currently qualified at 1068 at 135, so although he is currently qualified for competition, he would like to be able to move up a little bit in that third field. He is right on the bump spot of the third field. Right side is in here. He's going to bring it up on boost and bump it in. Camaro moves first. Mustang will try to boost it up. Looks like maybe having problems. Harry lays down the best run so far of the week. 840 at 166. They must have added some to the tune-up. And that'll improve him a little bit. The 840 should put him up into, take a look here and find out. He is going to be borderline right on the top of the third field, possibly the bottom of the second field. So a good run there for him. That'll bring our next pair up, the Acura Integra left-hand side, the Corvette right-hand side. Brian Ramirez in the Acura so far has qualified with an 850 at 161. He's left side. Right side, the Corvette out of Washington, that's Reed Lund. Lund has gone 796 at 182 so far. And that puts him in the number 24 spot, solidly in the second field. Right side is in and ready. Now just waiting on the Acura, and the Acura will get there. Both of them off the starting line. Corvette with the better 60-foot, and will continue to extend the lead. And he'll go 781 at 185 for the Corvette of Reed. That'll improve him all the way up to number 20. And Brian did not like the run, so he shut it off before the 8th mile and coast to a 10:23 pass.
You guys are in for a treat. We got some awesome cars coming up. Stick shift class. We've got the world's quickest stick shift car here on the property, Nick Coleman. We've got the former world's quickest stick shift car here on the property, Jonathan Atkins. Nick Coleman's coming up in the truck in the right lane as soon as we start stick shift. Then we've got the 2JZ versus the world class coming up. So y'all stick around. Some awesome racing yet to come. Round 8 of qualifying is almost done. And we will go right into round 9 after that.
So I believe that this should be our final street car, and once again, we have had some new entries trickle in today. Tech will close in 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Tech will close in about 10 minutes. If you have not been through Tech yet, you need to get there. This is a single brand new entry, a little bit of smoke out of the Mustang. We'll cross at 985, 121. That'll get him on the qualifying sheet, but a little bit of smoke came out of the top end and they lifted out of the throttle early. So the TVC crew out there on the starting line doing a little bit of patchwork. So you see them with the scraper. They're going to treat it more like a spatula, basically. And what they do is, between Weston and Thomas, they are scraping the surface to get a little bit of rubber. Not a lot, just a little. And what they do is they use it to help fill in the small gaps that the radial tires can sometimes create. In drag racing, and you are currently entered, but you have not been through tech inspection. Tech is open for another 10 minutes. Tech is open for 10 more minutes, so you should stop whatever you're doing if you have not been through tech and get that handled immediately. All right, folks, we are getting closer as the VHT going down. As Peter alluded to, we have your world's quickest H-pattern stick shift. Nick Coleman is here. Jonathan Atkins, who used to hold that title, sitting in the number 2 spot right now in world's quickest, but he is your current low qualifier in this class. Those two are also your finalists here at TX2K last year, with Nick barely redlining and John getting the win. So no doubt they want to try to forge a path to get back to that area one more time and duke it out in the final round for all the money in the TX2K trophy. So the stick shift class will be coming up here shortly. We talked earlier about Michael Pryka and the guy from Motion Raceworks, TBM Brakes, etc., it being his birthday. And it would be remiss of me if I didn't mention somebody else who is very important in the TX2K and the racing crowd, who's also celebrating a birthday here today. Devin Schultz, the man behind the wheel of the Red Demon, that you should be seeing coming up here in the stick shift category. So Devin, congratulations. Happy birthday, sir. Hopefully you get a good pass out of your ride to celebrate your birthday. Getting closer, ladies and gentlemen, as you see Weston coming back on the spray rig, Thomas coming off on the rotator. Once again, to all of us that are here on property, I cannot tell you how much it means to see filled stands. We appreciate all of you being here for a great Saturday, the final day of qualifying at TX2K. That also extends to our entire racing family, the community watching on FloRacing. That includes our buddy Josh Lappins, who's watching at home. Didn't want you to think we forgot about you, Josh. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. All right, attention, ladies and gentlemen, while we continue to touch up the racetrack. Spectators, racers, crew members, everybody, check your pockets. if you are missing your keys, we have just had some keys delivered up here to the tower. So if you are missing something that you need to get your vehicle started in order to get home, you might want to come and visit us at the top floor of the tower, room 208, and we will get them back to their rightful owner. So once again, if you have lost your keys, come to room 208, second floor of the tower. We'll get them back to their rightful owner.
All right. This is last lap. All right. Trying to get in a range for the mic. This is the last lap of the machines. And we're about to resume racing. Stick shift class, qualifying round 8. Here we go.
All right, while the equipment comes off, ladies and gentlemen, again, I have called Heavyweight X58, GTR Unlimited, GTR 68. I have called them to the lanes, and I will now add DCT. I need you to lanes 9 and 10, please. DCT lanes 9 and 10 for your next qualifier. And we'll start with a pair of hitters right here. Sean Madden, Nick Coleman, get us started. Some racers create the clouds with their tires. Sean Madden has been creating the clouds out of the exhaust so far. The Corvette, based out of Louisiana, currently qualified at 779 and 197. He is just trying really hard to get that car down the racetrack, and it's either been feast or famine. He either can't get it to hook off the starting line, or it hooks so well it puts the front end in the air by a lot. On the opposite side, Nick Coleman, last year's runner-up, the current quickest H pattern in the world. 649 at 219 is what he ran last year. Right now he's qualified at 682 in the black S10 pickup truck on the right. Nice little wheels up launch, a double stepper for Nick Coleman. He's a little bit off at the half-track mark. He goes 703 at 201. How about 728 at 199 for Sean Madden?
And here we are, Devin with boosted in the left lane in the Talon. All-wheel drive 4-banger. We got Jonathan Atkins in Grub Worm version 2.0. Maybe it's 3.0, I don't know. But it's a new paint scheme and new cool wheels. Both of these cars have gone 6s.
Devin out of boost and performance left-hand side. The birthday boy rolling up left-hand side.
It's Devin's birthday?
It is Devin's birthday today, sir.
All right, on the count of 3, everybody sing. 1, 2, 3. No, I'm just kidding. We're not singing. But happy birthday, Devin. All the best, buddy. How old is he? 35?
That sounds about right.
He'll love me for saying that. He and I have way too much gray hair to beat 35 again.
As you mentioned, the all-wheel drive H-pattern car 730 at a booming 209 miles an hour is where Devin currently qualified. Jonathan Atkins, your number one qualifier. The Grubworm, as he mentioned, recently revamped with the new wheels and the black stripes, making the switch from the Hugger Orange he had last year when he won it all. The small block single turbo ride also got a increase on the turbo size, and Jonathan currently has a 676 in his pocket. Can he go quicker? Can Devin get into the sixes with the all-wheel drive Talon? We're about to find out. Devin 1-2-0 to the 60-foot. This is encouraging to the top end. 7 flat with a 4 at 211 miles an hour for Devin with the boosted performance ride. And Jonathan Atkins has problems that coast through, but man, Devin Schultz 7 flat at 211 miles an hour. Watch it one more time on FloRacing as we watch the Red Demon. 1-2-0, 8 to the 60-foot, and he lays down a good run here in the heat. 7 flat with an 8 at 211 miles an hour. He'll move him all the way up to the number 3 spot. That'll bring up our next ride. Lucas English left side and Gibson Fretter right-hand side in the Mustang. Lucas English left side, the Evo, the all-wheel drive ride, currently qualified at 784, 187. He's in the number 7 spot in the field. Gibson out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and the Mustang on the right-hand side. 757 at 193 slots him into the number 5 spot in the H-pattern class. Both of them rolling in to get staged and ready. The Mustang, a little bit of a wheelie there. He pedals out of it beautifully. English using up all his lane, and he'll get there at 757, 192. That's his new best for the week. That'll move him up in the qualifying sheet right behind Gibson, who goes 789, 186. Here comes our next pair of cars, both of them skipping the burnouts, just rolling around the water. Mark Gentile and Aaron Lopez. Gentile in the Talon, that's the flat blue car on the right side. He currently does not have the best qualifying time that he wants. He made a shutoff 16-second pass. Obviously would like to be able to get that car a little quicker than that. Left side, Aaron Lopez has laid down a Las Vegas ready 777s at 181. 777 with a 3 at 181. So Lopez in the Civic left side. Gentile in the Talon right side. Ontario, Canada represented on the right. San Antonio, Texas represents on the left. Honda off first. Talon will give chase the Honda slowing and will pull over by the wall. Gentile, 10:39 as he completes the lap at 1:62. And once again, as Peter would say, thank you, Aaron, for pulling over and stopping right by the wall.
Yep, just like a professional. He knows what he's doing, not his first rodeo.
Absolutely. Hopefully the machine doesn't have any fluid or any parts and they give him the thumbs up. We'll find out in just a quick second. As we were watching on the FloRacing live stream, as he is talking to one of the track workers. And we
got the world famous Miles Kerr. He's known for his cute poses in front of his car. Likes to drink Starbucks. drives that car to Starbucks, posts pictures of his latte and his frappes, and also went 7.50 at like 200-ish miles an hour last year. So I've got to give him a hard time, but then I've got to give respect where it's due. It's a Honda that goes 200 miles an hour in the quarter mile. Sorry, it's an Acura owned by a Honda, therefore it's a Honda.
I'm surprised Miles has enough time to come up here and turning away all the autograph seekers right now.
And we're only bringing out the tractors to get the track super perfect for the 2JZ versus the World class. These next group of cars are the fastest and quickest cars on the property.
So the tractor is just going to be staged up here left side as Miles will make the single first. As soon as the top end is clear and we get the all good signal, we will send Miles to the starting line.
So once Miles makes its pass, you guys have 10 minutes to go use the restroom, grab a quick snack, because that's how long it'll take us to get the track ready for the street 2JZ versus the world. We're gonna make it perfect. And we will not send a car down the track until the surface is absolutely perfect. It'll take us 10, 11, 12 minutes, something like that. So as soon as this car makes its pass, go get a drink, go use the restroom, but hurry back. Don't get caught at a concession stand or with a vendor or in the restroom for longer than about 10, 12 minutes, because the bad boys on the property are coming up to make passes next.
Peter, it looks like they don't want to miss it at all. They're doing it right now. They're going to miss Miles sending a really good run here in the ETS car. Don't let me down, Miles. Looks good so far. He's trying to improve on an 810. And he goes 809 at 187, just like a bracket car.
Your Honda does not go that fast. Thing's super quick. And it's a manual transmission shifted car like all the pairs that went before him, maybe the 3 or 4 pair that went before him. All right, 10 minutes, guys, and the quickest cars on the property are coming up. In the left lane, we've got Larry Ramnath coming up. He ran a 629
Correct,
last
sir.
night.
Yep.
629, am I right?
Yes, sir, that is correct, at 222 miles an hour.
Which is his quickest pass ever, I believe.
Yep. Right now we are looking at the stick shift standings on the FloRacing live stream. Jonathan Atkins will continue to hang on to the top spot. Devin Schultz made quite a move there in the heat to go 7 flat with a 4. 211 miles an hour puts him in the number 3 spot. Sean Madden also made a move to go 728 at 199 to move up to numbers 3 and 4. Gibson Freder winds out the top 5 at 757. And again, it is a very good and a very stacked stick shift field. So as Peter mentioned, 2JZ versus the world coming up next.
So basically, we had a handful of 2JZs that were just ridiculously quick but could not meet streetcar class rules. And we had some really quick domestics. We wanted to put them together in a class, sort of an import versus domestic class. And Larry, like we mentioned, ran a 29, 629 at 220 something. Brian Cummins in the right lane went, I'm going off memory here, 655 last night?
I believe you would be correct. Yep, 655.8 at 219, sir.
655 at 219. Then behind him, we have Luis Maldonado, who went 6s. Behind Brian, we have the taco truck that went mid-6s. We have Brett LaSala coming up the rear, I think in the left lane. I see him under there. He's gone, I think he went 620 last night off memory.
Correct. He is just 1 little thousandth away from Eric LaFerrier. That is how close the top 2 are. I know Peter probably didn't hear me because they just had the rotator go through, but yeah, the top 2 spots, ladies and gentlemen, are both 620s. 1 little thousand separates the Mustang of Brett LaSala and the 240 SX piloted by Eric LaFerrier. Larry Ramnath is in 3rd at 629. Avninder Kangura is 4th with a 638.3. Jose Jimenez is number 5 in the dirty taco truck 6:38.9. That is a stout top 5 for 2JZ versus the world. And Brian Cummings representing for the Ford contingent with the second Mustang in the mid-6s. So something tells me that Michael Washington likes hearing that on the starting line, that there are 2 Mustangs in 2JZ versus the world that are in contention. It has been a lot of 2Js, and 2 Mustangs are taking on the world section. See what they can do. Looks like Peter's actually got somebody joining him on the platform up there at the starting line. As soon as we get the rotator past him. Peter, who have you got down there with you? Looks like a good man I recognize.
This guy's a stud. His name is Richard Rawlings with Gas Monkey Garage, here to support TX2K. What do you got to say, Richard?
Oh, I got to tell you what, guys. If they're, well, I'm trying to talk.
Stand by, stand by. All right, you're all clear, sir. Go ahead.
What's up, everybody? It's Gas Monkey Garage in the house. I got to tell you, if you appreciate anybody in this whole place, you got to appreciate Peter. He's dedicated 26 years to doing this, and the only thing I know that he's done longer and with more enthusiasm is his wife and his family. This is a cool dude. Everybody give it up for Peter. Ow! So we've had some good racing this week. It's fixing to get naughty and get crazy, so everybody buckle in, get a cold drink, get some food, get some snacks, and get after it.
Thanks, Richard. I appreciate that. No, I'm lucky. I mean, look, the reality is we spend a lot of time, effort, and money to put this event on so that you all have amazing racing to watch, and so that the drivers, the racers, the sponsors have an amazing place to showcase their products, and so that the racers have the safest possible surface at the best track in the world. That's why we do this, and God willing, as long as I can do that for you guys, I'll keep doing the event. So who knows, maybe 40, 50, or 60 years.
So as Peter mentioned a little while ago, ladies and gentlemen, we're probably down to within the 5 to 7 minute range before 2JZ versus the world comes to the lanes, onto the water into the water box. Again, probably 5 to 7 minutes before we get into our next round of 2JZ versus the world, as the track crew out there working hard to give us the surface, as Peter mentioned, that we need. All right, attention in the pits, attention in the pits. One more time, I need heavyweight, your final call, your fourth and final call. Lanes 1 and 2, please. Heavyweight, fourth and final call, lanes 1 and 2. X58, your final call, your fourth and final call, lanes 3 and 4, please. X58. Lanes 3 and 4, I will take GTR Unlimited, your third call, lane number 5, please. GTR Unlimited, lane number 5, I'll take GTR 68. GTR 68, lane number 6. DCT, lanes 9 and 10, please. Your second call, DCT, lanes 9 and 10. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 2JZ versus the world in the water box. If you are not in the grandstands, you should be getting there, and I mean with a purpose. Now, granted, it is warm, so we may not see full tilt passes. Some of them may only run up to the 8th mile, but it'll still be interesting to see how everybody negotiates a warmer racetrack. Now, it is cooler than it was yesterday in temperature, so it'll be interesting to see, like I said, how everybody negotiates it. Larry Ramnath and Brian Cummings get us started. 2JZ left side, the world right side. It's about 2,100 feet so far, 72 degrees, only 26 water grains, so the actual air is not bad, but it is a little bit warm. Now again, tomorrow it'll be much cooler, but that track surface is warm, so this is going to show how well the tuners get everything lined out to be able to keep them hooked up. We've already seen a couple of 1.0 60 foots so far today, but we'll see how these cars do.
Spot on, Derek. This is going to be a tuning game right here.
So you have your number 3 qualifier left side, number 6 qualifier right side. Brian Cummings out of Louisiana. The Shelby Mustang, as Peter said earlier, 655, 219. Larry Ramnath left side, out of Florida. The S15, the 2JZ, 629, 225 for him. And it looks like left side is just going to come off the starting line as Cummings had all kinds of problems. So neither one of them materialized the way we expected. Sometimes that happens, ladies and gentlemen. Not every run can be a home run. Sometimes you whiff one or you strike out. Our next pair will be coming up shortly. The Dirty Taco rolling in right side. And it looks like it will be, actually hang tight, it looks like we might have an opponent broke left side. Yep, we're gonna send the Dirty Taco on a single. Jose Jimenez right-hand side in the Dirty Taco out of Houston. Actually, as Peter said, the driver is out of Houston, so I do not want to assume that the truck itself is based out of Houston. This is your number 5 qualifier, ladies and gentlemen. Last night going 6:38 at 224 miles an hour. Now the mile an hour is showing that there is definitely some still left on the table.
Justin, tell Christy 2. My phone won't send. Tell her 2 now. All right, guys, taco truck, here we go.
So one half of the GSE Power Division team. We'll see how they negotiate the warm track surface. And unfortunately, it knocks the tires loose immediately, but they're gonna run it out to about the 8th mile and get out of it way early. We'll coast across to an 875. All right, Brett LaSalle, your number 2 qualifier, and Eddie Lopez coming up next, your number 8 qualifier. Final call for heavyweight, final call for heavyweight lanes 1 and 2, final call heavyweight lanes 1 and 2, final call X58, final call X58 lanes 3 and 4, final call X58, lanes 3 and 4. Fourth and final call for GTR Unlimited. GTR Unlimited, I need you. Fourth and final call for GTR 68. GTR 68, need you to lane 6. Third call for DCT. Third call DCT, lanes 9 and 10. It looks like Eddie Lopez is going to have some problems, so Brett LaSalle and the Snot Rocket, based out of Motion Raceworks and TBM Brakes, will make a single left side. And he knocks the tires off.
It's just too slippery and too hot, it sounds like, guys. Hey, so hold on. We got one more car coming, but I don't want anyone to leave the stands. We're going to do something very special and important. So please give me the respect of staying in the stands for 3 or 4 more minutes before you go. Please, just 3 or 4 minutes, I ask you. All right, guys, please stick around after this pass. Do me a solid one. It's a very, very important 3 or 4 minutes coming up, and I'd like to ask you to just please stay in the stands for 3 or 4 minutes, okay? Maybe not even that long.
All right, so Eddie Lopez out of the burnout. Looks like he will be okay here. Looked like he might have had issues, but got it figured out. So he will make a single shot right side. Thank you. So
All right, good stuff, good stuff.
So 762, 191 for Eddie Lopez, not a bad lap. Peter, you asked for the time, sir. It's yours.
All right, we're waiting on somebody to come up here to the track. She's coming up right now. Please stay in your seats. This is very important. I want this blue paint area clear. Cassie, come up here. Come here. Richard, come down here.
Peter, if you could wait just a second, I had a request. A couple of the Texas Motorplex officials would like to come down, a couple staff members.
Yep.
And I have RFC coming to the tower. If you would stand by, they're coming to the tower as well.
We got a lot of people's attention here for TJ. This is my wife, Brenda. Derek, are we good to go? We're about to start.
I have my gentleman up here. I do believe a couple. Oh, we're good? Okay. We have the Texas Motorplex officials in place. Go ahead, sir. It is all yours.
Okay, so first of all, thank you all for being here. I'm going to try not to even look at Cassie because I'm going to start crying if I do. But many of you may or may not know that we lost someone that everyone that's here, that's been to this track, that lives in Dallas, that follows drag racing, that knows anything about this track or this scene, knows about TJ Bailey. For those of you that don't know who that is, TJ and his family have supported this track for years and years and years. TJ was one of the first guys I met last year when I moved TX2K to the Texas Motorplex. He's nationally known around the world actually, for being one of the best track prep guys in the world. Now, that's just one great thing about TJ. He's an incredible human being, kind. I've never met a racer say anything bad about TJ. There's a lot of people that'll probably say something bad about me, but not one ever said anything bad about TJ. Not one. I've never heard it. TJ was so committed to this track and to TX2K that he was here working till 2:30 a.m. on the actual track under the lights last Saturday, a week ago. He was taking all the old rubber up, laying new rubber down, and giving us a foundation so we can actually do this race. TJ's wife, Cassie, and 2 of their boys were here as well. TJ stopped working late in the night, and they went to bed. When they woke up, TJ was no longer with us. A storm came through Ennis and Waxahachie, this whole North Texas area, and unfortunately, the man upstairs had a bigger plan for TJ, okay? There's no explanation for why. I couldn't think of one. I tried to logic and reason in my mind, and nothing came to mind because he was the wrong person to take. So the only thing that I can think of is he has a plan that's much bigger than any of us can understand or realize. It's critically important that you all understand that it's human beings that put this event on. It's not a machine. We have emotions, we have families, we've got children, we have mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, and we're all just human beings. Nothing makes any of us different from the person that's sitting next to you or standing next to you. We're all just human beings. And so I want to have a quick moment of silence for TJ. We've had one every single day. We've dedicated this whole event. Remove your hat, please. And let's give the Lord our prayers to please keep him safe, to watch over us, to keep the racers safe, to make our qualifying today go smoothly, and for our eliminations to be perfect tomorrow. Thank you. So for those of you that don't know, I want you to get your phone out. And I want you to go to Venmo. I don't care if you Venmo 5 cents, if you Venmo $1, or if you Venmo anything more or less than that. I'm personally asking everyone here to Venmo at TJ Bailey, B-A-I-L-E-Y, Family Fund with 1D. TJ Bailey Family Fund with 1D. TJ B-A-I-L-E-Y Family Fund. We did a Venmo and not another third-party service like a GoFundMe, because every single penny, and it can literally be pennies, it can be bucks, whatever you want, goes to TJ's wife and their 3 boys. She is now raising 3 boys as a single mother, okay? Send the family any donation you feel comfortable sending. If you don't have Venmo, go up to Race Control, drop off cash. It's going straight to Cassie and her family. If you have a checkbook, you want to write a check, go up to Race Control and leave a check. Every penny goes to Cassie. So I'm, in my hand, Cassie, I've got your $16,000 check that came from Underground Racing and from Mark James. They donated their winnings yesterday to Cassie and to the family fund. So thank you, Underground Racing.
Definitely put your hands together for Underground, donating all their winnings. Thank you.
I've got Richard Rawlings here, who also wants to say a few words and donate to you, Cassie.
Cassie, it's a tragic loss and an unexplained loss, and our prayers and hearts are with you. I'm sure everyone here knew TJ, and he was a great, cool guy. I've known him myself for a while, and you know, through Gas Monkey Foundation, we'd like to give you $5,000 also, and I wish I could do more. It's just an expression of our gratitude for how awesome that TJ was, and you've got a long road ahead of you, but you're strong and resilient, and you've got 3 boys, and the whole
world's in front of you. We're just trying to get you kick-started.
Round of applause for Gas Monkey. Thank you, Richard, from the foundation. And then last but not least, as you're going through your Venmo and donating, in addition to the 16,000 and the 5,000, you know, I own TX2K. It's my business. But my partner in crime, aside from my most important partner, which is my wife, my kids are more important than you too. But I love you, Seth. You're like down the list, but very high up the list. Is Seth Angel, who has helped me with TX2K since 2015. He used to own Houston Raceway Park, but followed me up here to Dallas to help me put this event on because I can't do it alone. It's just too big. It's not what I do for a living, as y'all know. So Seth and I got together, and I said, you know what? TX2K is going to donate some money too. He goes, you know what? Let's split it. So on behalf of TX2K, there's another $15,000 check in here for you as well. So Cassie, no words can express our sadness, but I hope you understand this is not like one of those things where someone goes and a year or two later we forget. I will never forget. And I promise you, my word, as long as I do this event here, as long as Christy and team will have me, I will talk about TJ every single time. So we love you. Give a big round of applause. Please donate. Please donate. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking around for that. It's very important.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for being a part of Cassie and their three boys as they work their way forward. Everybody, while you are still in the grandstands and you are here at TX2K, I would ask for just a minute, as Peter did allude to earlier. Peter, if I could take 1 second, sir. I believe he is talking to somebody down there. Peter, if I could take 1 second from you, sir.
I'm sorry, Derek?
If I could get 1 second from you, I have Racers for Christ upstairs in the tower. Pete Etterman, who has been here with us all week. You said some great words, Peter, and I don't want to take anything away from that, but Peter said he would like to try to make sense of this, give us some great words about TJ. He has been here all week and made himself available. Racers for Christ does a lot for the racing community, and Peter, I would like to give the mic to you to possibly give us some words of encouragement, some comfort in your own words about TJ and what we face going forward, sir, if you could, please. Everybody, please bow with us.
Please bow your heads. Father in heaven, in Jesus' name, dear Lord, we come to you. We're very thankful that you have put us in this family amongst friends and people that we call family. Lord, we've had a struggle this week, but I praise you and thank you for helping us to band together, work together, comfort one another, and be here for one another through this time that we're having. I also, Lord, want to thank you for allowing us to have this motorsport and to come together and to follow you through it all. Lord, I pray that you'll bring blessing to the Meyer family as owners of the track, and TX2K for being here and providing such a wonderful show for us. All the sponsors, racers, everybody that's here, spectators especially, Lord. I pray that you bring blessing upon them as well. Watch over us, Lord. Keep us safe. Bless the first responders and the military and those that keep this country so great. And, you know, we don't know why you do things the way you do, but that's not for us to know. It's for us to follow. And Lord, we ask that you bring us comfort and strength, safety, and prosperity through this weekend and on through our lives. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. That was beautiful.
Thank you so much, Peter. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Racers for Christ, Pete Etterman, with those great words. Thank you.
At TJ Bailey, B-A-I-L-E-Y, Family Fund, with one D at the end. Okay, guys, let's clear the start line so we can get ready for round 9 of qualifying. Round 9 of qualifying coming up.
To add on, ladies and gentlemen, as Peter mentioned, if you do not feel comfortable or you do not want to donate directly through Venmo, you can come up to Race Control. It's room 208, and we will gladly take your donations directly through the Texas Motorplex staff here, either cash or check. Again, room 208. Any little bit helps. For those of you that have already come upstairs and donated, Thank you so much. Again, we will get everything ready. We'll go into round number 9, starting with heavyweight here in just a little bit.